Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the people who promised to take from the rich became the rich. The same leaders who stood on stages, pointed fingers at billionaires, and screamed about equality are now living in mansions, flying private jets, and hiding millions in offshore accounts. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a pattern. And once you see it, you can never unsee it. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will change how you see every politician who ever promised you fairness. If you enjoy content that challenges the way you think, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. In return, I promise to keep bringing you the most thought-provoking stories you won't find anywhere else. Now let's get into it. Every socialist movement starts the same way. A charismatic leader steps forward and makes you a promise. He says the system is rigged. He says the wealthy are stealing from you. He says that if we just redistribute the wealth, share the resources, and put the government in charge, everything will be equal. Everyone will have enough. No one will go hungry. It sounds beautiful. It sounds just. And honestly, part of me understands why people believe it. Because inequality is real. Struggle is real. The frustration that fuels these movements, that's real too. But here's what nobody tells you at the rally. Here's what gets left out of the speech. Power is the ultimate currency. And whoever controls the government controls everything. In a free market, wealth is created. An entrepreneur builds a product, solves a problem, serves a customer, and gets rewarded for it. The pie gets bigger. But in a socialist system, wealth isn't created through the government. It's redistributed. And whoever controls the redistribution decides who gets what. Think about what that means. Suddenly, the government controls your housing, your food supply, your job, your health care, your ability to travel, your access to information. Every single resource that you need to survive now flows through one pipeline. And that pipeline is controlled by people who were never elected to run a business, never had to meet a payroll, never had to satisfy a customer. They got where they are through politics, through loyalty, through connections, and now they have unlimited power over your life. Now let me show you the pattern, because this isn't theory. This is history, repeating itself over and over again. Look at Venezuela. Hugo Chavez stood in front of millions of people and declared war on the wealthy class. He nationalized industries. He seized private businesses. He promised the oil wealth would be shared with every Venezuelan. And what happened? His daughter, Maria Gabriela Chavez, is reportedly worth over $4 billion. Yeah, $4 billion. While ordinary Venezuelans were eating from garbage cans and fleeing the country by the millions. Look at Cuba. Fidel Castro ruled for nearly 5 decades under the banner of equality and revolution. He lived in luxury compounds, sailed private yachts, and reportedly accumulated hundreds of millions of dollars, while the average Cuban earned less than $30 a month. Look at the Soviet Union. The Communist Party elite, called the nomenklatura, had access to special stores, special hospitals, special vacation resorts, and imported goods that ordinary citizens could never touch. They preached equality from podiums, while living lives completely separate from the people they governed. The pattern is identical every single time. The leaders get rich, the people get poorer, and anyone who speaks up disappears. So why does this keep happening? Is it just bad luck? Bad people? No, it's the system itself. Here's the truth that no socialist politician will ever admit. When you remove the free market, you don't remove greed. You just remove the accountability. In a free market, a greedy businessman who delivers a bad product loses customers. He goes bankrupt. The market punishes him. But in a government-controlled economy, a corrupt official who makes bad decisions faces no such consequence. There is no competition. There is no consumer choice. There is no profit and loss signal telling him he's wrong. The only thing that matters is staying close to power. And so the entire system becomes about one thing: control, control over resources, control over information, control over people. And the people who are best at gaining and keeping that control are not the most talented, not the most innovative, not the most hardworking. They are the most ruthless, the most politically savvy, the most willing to do whatever it takes to stay at the top. Socialism doesn't attract the best leaders. It attracts the most dangerous ones. So next time you hear a politician promising to tax the rich, redistribute the wealth, and make everything equal, ask yourself one question. Who decides? Who decides how much you deserve? Who decides what you can own? Who decides what your labor is worth? Because the moment you hand that decision to the government, you have handed your freedom to a stranger with a microphone and a promise. History has answered this question for us over and over again with millions of lives. The leaders always end up rich. The people always end up controlled. And by the time most realize what happened, it's too late to take it back. The greatest threat to equality has never been the wealthy entrepreneur building a business. It has always been the politician promising to destroy him. Don't fall for the promise. Fall for the truth. If this made you think, share it, because the people who need to hear this most probably won't find it on their own. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you live in a socialist country? Drop your answer in the comments below. Let's see where everyone stands. And if you believe every great story deserves to be told, consider subscribing, because we're just getting started.